In a world riddled with AI, let's hang out, you and me and my simple chart paper. We're going to talk about zones of comfort today. This is a really simple model that helps us understand a bit more about our nervous system and how we can grow and learn and stretch. But that if we go too far, we're going to tip into dysregulation. So this again is a really simple model that can be helpful when we're going through the world. And my hope is that you can frame what's going on for yourself when you're interacting in different situations, and maybe you can check in with yourself. What zone am I in, and maybe what do I need right now? Am I okay here? Do I need to check in and recover? It's 3 circles, and the first circle is comfort zone. This is my favorite part of the whole chart because nothing can happen unless you have a place where you can seek comfort and safe enough. Maybe you have a person or two in your life that you feel comfort with. Maybe it's a 4-legged, maybe it's a place in the forest, maybe it's in your own room, snuggled up in your bed. Maybe it's a favorite hoodie or a warm drink in your favorite mug. Whatever it is, it's important to ensure that we have a place for restore and repair. Our nervous system needs to make sure that it has a place for restore and repair. And if we continue to deplete ourselves without restoring and seeking comfort, we're really going to be stretched thin. And this is one of the ways we can lead to burnout and ongoing chronic depletion and stress. So think about where your comfort zone might be. It might be physical, it might be in your mind's eye, whatever it might be for you. Take time to think about it, buddy up to it, see if it does really fuel you and offer you that restore and repair. Because the next zone is the learning zone. The learning zone is where we're learning. It's where we're stretching. It's where we're growing. It might be learning academia. It might be learning a new skill. It might be learning about ourselves, learning about relationship, learning how to be in the world. It's really where we're growing as people. So it's not only in school. It's not only in work. It's just engaged in the world, in opportunities to stretch and grow. And if you'll notice that you can be in the comfort zone, and you might be learning, stretching. But if you go too far, you might tip into the panic zone. And what happens is the panic zone is significant overwhelm for our systems. And we aren't actually doing our systems any value. We can't learn, we can't think, we can't grow, we can't connect with other people. In the panic zone, we're tipping into dysregulation. We're tipping into overwhelm. And so what can be really helpful if you tend to hang out in the panic zone a little bit is spend some extra time in your comfort zone to restore and repair your system. If you do embark on opportunities and learning and engaging in the world, that's lovely, that's great. So hang out in your comfort zone, engage in the world, learn, grow, be a human, all the wonderful things. And then start to notice what it might feel like for you in your body if you tip into the panic zone. Because the learning can just fine line tip into panic zone. And so if you start to notice that you're tipping into the panic zone, can you come back and spend time in comfort? Or can you come back into the learning zone and just ground down? So now that we understand the different zones, this is really where the magic of this graph comes to life. It's about how we're interacting with the different zones. So what does it mean for you to be in your comfort zone? What does it feel like in your body? What are you doing physically? If anything, where are you physically? It's really good to know where your comfort zone is so you can ground down and feel settled. When you have a solid comfort zone, then learning is more accessible because you always know you can come back to comfort and safety if you need it. You know how to access rest and restore if you need it. So let's say you're hanging out in your comfort zone, you're at home, and then you're ready to go out into the world. Being out in the world, you're interacting with lots of different people. Maybe you're in new places. Maybe there's something exciting happening. And so you're stretching, you're learning, you're growing about what it is to be a human in the world, interacting with people in new places, all the wonderful things. So you're learning. And then something happens and starting to feel a little bit anxious. And I tip into my panic zone. This is a really good place to pause. What is the difference between learning and panic zone? And only you are going to know. And maybe you know immediately, oh yeah, I start to feel tingles in my fingers, start to get a bit sweaty, I start to feel wiggly in my tummy. Maybe you know what it feels like when you're stepping out of learning zone into panic zone, and maybe you don't. Maybe there's times where you're hanging out and then, oh my gosh, I'm way in panic zone. Yikes, this doesn't feel good, but I'm so far out, it takes forever to come back into my comfort zone. If this does happen for you, please hang out in comfort zone for a very long time. Your system deserves to have a place to rest and restore before you start engaging with the world and things again. So if you do find yourself hanging out in the panic zone, please make sure you spend an extra long time in the comfort zone, grounding down again. That might be your learning opportunity. Your learning opportunity might be, I'm in panic zone, I hang out here a lot, and what does it mean when I start tipping into panic zone? And if this is new for you, you might not notice that you're in panic zone until you're kind of halfway in. Maybe that's where you start to go, okay, I'm here, I'm in panic zone, my system's overwhelmed, my brain isn't working, my tummy is all over the place, my body feels like a furnace, I'm on fire, yikes. Great. And then you're going to be able to come back. And then hopefully over time, you're going to start to notice just as you're tipping into panic zone so that you can spend some time recovering. And then you're going to learn how to go back and forth a bit more smoothly. Comfort zone, super important. Panic zone, great to understand what it's like for your body to be in panic zone, because then you can work to hang out in learning zone. Or if for whatever reason you are in a situation that is really panicky, let's say you have to go for a specific maybe medical test, or you have an academic test coming up and that is really panicky for you, you can prepare beforehand. You can do extra long comfort zone before you have to tip into the panic zone. You can tip into the panic zone knowing it's going to end at some point, and then you can come back and hang out in your comfort zone afterwards. But the thing to keep in mind about panic zone is we really aren't learning, we aren't growing. Our system is just overwhelmed and flooded. So it's really helpful to know what your panic zone is so that you can reduce your time there and hang out more in your learning zone. I hope that was helpful. I find this graph really interesting and really dynamic, and the value is how we interact with it. So I'm curious what you think about it. Please drop comments below, reach out, and hang around to learn more. Okay, bye. Have a good one.